What's going on, guys? Here's some highlights from Season 1. I wanted to go over some of the guys that are leaving and then some of the guys that are stepping in to fill their shoes for Season 2. First off, obviously, Donovan Smith, star quarterback for our team. He just had an outstanding season, and he is going to be going to the NFL draft. So next season, we're going to be relying on his backup, Lucas Coley, as our starter. And Coley was able to get in a couple of games last season. He only had 9 passing attempts, though, and ended up going 7 for 9 for 90 yards and a touchdown. So pretty good stats there in the limited time he was on the field. We're going to see how he does moving forward. Next guy on the list, we have Parker Jenkins. He was our star halfback sophomore last season, so he will be back for his junior year. Looking forward to having him back. He did end up having over 1,000 yards rushing. He had 1098 on the ground, 78 yards per game, 4.9 per carry, and 17 rushing touchdowns on the season. So pretty solid stats there for him. Hopefully he'll be able to improve on that in Season 2, and he will of course be backed up by Brandon Campbell. Campbell didn't get a ton of carries in Season number 1. Actually, he had 1 carry in Season number 1 for 8 yards. But he did have some receiving yards, and he's going to be our backup. As far as receivers go, we are losing a ton of guys. We're not going to have Matthew Golden. We're not going to have Samuel Brown. We're not going to have Mike O'Laughlin at tight end. We're not going to have Stephon Johnson. So we're going to need a bunch of guys to step up at that position, catching passes. We're going to still have Matt Burns back up tight end. We got Joseph Donato as sort of the go-to guy this season, hopefully, along with Dalton Carnes and Joseph Manjack IV. Those are going to be our 3 starting receivers. And then we've got Logan Compton is another tight end that has potential to catch some passes at that position. And then a couple other guys, CJ Nelson, redshirt sophomore. He's going to be getting on the field a little bit, and our JUCO transfer, Chase Throckmorton, hopefully he'll be able to make some plays this season as a junior. On the defensive side, we do get to retain Jalen Emery. He's going to be a junior this upcoming season. He had 48 tackles on the season and no interceptions. Hopefully he'll be able to get some interceptions there, but he did have quite a few pass deflections and a fumble recovery in Season 1. So he's going to be on the team moving forward. We've also got outside linebacker Aaron Willis returning. Another guy with, he had 35 tackles, 11 tackles for loss, 3 sacks last season, some pass deflections. So he's going to be back. And of course, Nelson Caesar. He's the guy that I mostly control throughout the season when playing defense. He ended up with 15 sacks last season, ended up with a fumble recovery for a touchdown. He won the Nagurski Trophy and the Lombardi Trophy for his efforts this in Season number 1, and we're going to be using him in Season 2 as well. And last but not least, on the defensive side, we are going to have defensive back Justice Ugo returning, 25 tackles on the year with an interception, and he's going to hopefully be a big part of our season moving forward as well. On top of all that, we do have, I believe, 4 of our 5 starting offensive linemen returning as well, so hopefully they'll progress in the offseason, and we should be stacked at the offensive line. So that's going to do it for the recap here on the roster changes for Season 2. We're going to cap off Season 1 here with a top 10 plays of the season. So let's go ahead and take a look. Coming in at number 10 in Week 1 against Missouri, Smith is going to hit Golden on the deep pass down the left sideline for a long touchdown. That's going to put us up by 10 points and end up allowing us to win the game. At number 9, we've got a play from our blowout win against Texas Tech, but Johnson catching the ball and then hiding behind 24's back and taking it all the way to the house. That one's too good to leave off the list. And at number 8, in the game against Arizona State at home, big hit, knocks the ball loose. and Nelson Caesar's going to take it to the house. Big time scoop and score to put us up by 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. At number 7, we've got the finally Golden returning the kickoff for the touchdown in week 12 against TCU. After having all those big kickoff returns, he finally brought one to the house. Had to put it on the list. One of the best stories from the season. Coming in at number 6, same game against Texas Tech, the blowout win. This play was just too incredible as well to leave off the list, with Alex Hogan getting the pick, throwing the quarterback off of his back, and dragging guys into the end zone for the pick 6. At number 5, top 5 here, we've got the interception with under 2 minutes left against Kansas State, up by 3. That's going to seal the deal for us and allow us to run out the clock and win the game. So huge, big-time defensive play there. Coming in at number 4, against Rice, neutral site game. We're down by a touchdown. It's almost halftime. Sawyer, huge breaking a tackle there and taking it to the end zone for the touchdown, allowing us to tie the game before halftime, giving us the momentum. Coming in at number 3, against Arizona, 6-point game, under a minute left to go. What a toe-tapping catch by O'Laughlin in the end zone. Coming in at number 2, from the first round of the playoffs here against Oklahoma, under 30 seconds left, down by a touchdown. Smith to Johnson. One of my favorite duos that we're unfortunately not going to get for next year, but what a play to tie that game up. And coming in at number 1, just a couple of plays later, the interception here by Welch. That interception allowed us to drive down the field with 17 seconds left. And man, that's just such a great moment for our team. Allowed us to get this field goal right here. So that's going to do it for the top 10. We'll see you guys in season number 2.